Hi, I'm Vanessa Simone,
And I'm Mimi Hayes.
and we are
The Girls Next Pour. Plus Noodle.
Plus Noodle. She's down here.
You're the mascot, huh,
You're
Fruity?
our mascot.
Yes, you are. You got goofy eyes. Welcome back to another thrilling episode. We kind of just goofed off last episode.
We sure did.
We decided to come up with some new topics for you.
Yeah.
And what's the topic today, V?
Creative myths that need to die.
Die.
I just want to get like a knife just stabbed.
Oh, get you a throw pillow. You can
I know, right?
Stab the throw pillow.
Noodles over here
Dog is like, what's going on?
I knew you were questionable. Yeah, Noodle.
This is such a great episode, I feel, because A, there's just so many myths we can get into.
Many.
But I have been suckered into a lot of these myths throughout the years. So let's go to our list. Let's talk about our first one.
Follow your passion. Do you want me to read them off? Like read off a bunch?
Should we do one at a time though?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about follow your passion. Why is that a myth?
Because people say follow your passion and then the money will come. And mind you, the money takes a while to come. It also might not come, which is a very harsh reality, especially for someone who is delusional and creative like me.
Also, what if you don't know what your passion is?
And that too. Then because I'm one of those people who has a million things that I love doing. I for sure am a multi-passionate person. And one day I love modeling. The next day I love being a content creator. Then the next day I love doing flowers. And I'm like, I just love it all. Why can't I just do it all? Why can't I travel and do that? You know?
And sometimes you do have to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And so it's not always going to be, I'm doing my most passionate, aligned work ever. But I feel that you can find threads of your interest in different work. And a great example was me being a teacher, because for a time I was passionate about that. But really what was underneath it was performing and acting. And I was on a stage all day. And so I didn't know it at the time, but I was kind of building those skills as a performer while being a teacher. Yeah. Speaking of jobs, number 2, quit your job.
Quit your job.
Careful on that one.
Yeah.
I hear this a lot with like being an author, and they always say don't quit your day job because well, actually no, we're saying that's a myth.
I think they said like quit your job. You have to quit your day job.
Oh, no you don't.
No, you don't. Because honestly, sometimes it's nice to have a job that helps to fund your dreams, because sometimes you need those skills. So right now, I'm starting to get back into acting, and acting classes are quite expensive. And so you don't necessarily need to quit your day job to fully pursue what you want to do. And it's interesting because there's this lady on TikTok who she has her regular job, but then she uses it to basically pay for her acting classes to enhance her skills so that she's not, stressed over trying to enhance her skills. And sometimes a job is truly just a job that helps fund the things that you want to do. And even though it's kind of hard, because going back to that passion, sometimes we do want our passions to be our full-time, like what makes us money. But I've been fortunate where sometimes I've done, like, there was a point where I was doing photography full-time. I hated it. Then I was like, I don't have the creative freedom to do exactly the things that I want to do. And even on the side of becoming a content creator, or sometimes it's not as fun when your paycheck is reliant on things. Because for me, when I'm on the camera, I like to discuss whatever the hell I want to talk about. And for a lot of content creators or influencers or things, they cannot talk about certain things because it hinders their chances of brand deals, which is how they make their money, hinders their potential opportunities for talking about certain things. Whereas for me, I could get on and talk about pretty much anything I want because it's not, my job isn't content creation. So content creation isn't dependent on me staying very neutral on things or so in order to make a living. And so there's caveats and there's freedom that comes with not necessarily quitting your day job.
And you might need to stay in that job as you build your career. I mean, there's great examples of like Tina Fey working as a receptionist at a rec center, and like Harrison Ford was a carpenter up until he was like 45, and then he got Han Solo, you know, like in Indiana Jones. So like you don't know when it's going to hit for you. So you're going to need to support yourself somehow, and you can do that however you want, you know, like we just talked about side jobs and versus full-time work, but give yourself permission to like make money in a way that is not your art.
Yeah.
Because like also I felt when I was a copywriter, I had to write all day about shit I didn't care about. About rooftop tents and doggy collars and, you know, this engineering stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's loud. We're back. There was a trash truck that was very loud. And my dog got excited. And no, I think, you know, you might put yourself in a worse situation by quitting your job.
Yes.
Before you are capable of doing that. And give yourself plenty of time. Like, I had no means to quit my job when I became an author because I'm not a runaway bestseller. And myth being, if you're a bestseller, you can afford to quit your job. You probably can't, actually. Yeah. There's like very little money in being a full-time author.
And honestly, a lot of entertainment too, not to like shatter people's dreams, but there's a lot of actors who are in things that aren't making money. Like I think we talked about this before, how Michael B. Jordan was in all these movies and still wasn't making a ton of money. And so he would go to like Jack in the Box or wherever trying to apply for jobs. And they were like, what, you're Michael B. Jordan. You're making money, but he wasn't yet. So yeah, you might not be able to kind of quit your day job quite yet. But that doesn't mean that one day you won't be able to, you know, but definitely try to keep it for as long as you possibly can. What's the next on the docket?
It's Too Late. I like this one, number 3. It's Too Late.
This is so good.
I feel this as well.
I feel this all the time.
Because we were conditioned in our generation that once you hit 30, you were dried up, washed out, done with life, practically dead. You can't have kids anymore.
You're
geriatric.
You're
So I grew up, honest to God, thinking I was not going to live past like 25. I don't know if that's because like Final Destination, like I took it a little to heart that I was going to die by some freak accident by like 25 tops.
Yeah.
But I really didn't think I was going to live all that long. And so now that I'm over 30, I'm getting closer to 40. I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely too late. I if I was gonna be famous, I should have made it by now. And,
same, I think that too.
You know, there are people younger than me who are doing better than me or started earlier than me. None of that shit matters, and that's a myth that needs to be completely busted because you have no idea when the time is going to be for you. Maggie Smith, Dame, I think she was a Dame. She passed in the past couple of years. She was in Harry Potter. Professor McGonagall. She didn't hit until I want to say her 60s. Like, wow. And she was working, you know, younger. I think I saw a very young, like 30-year-old. 30 is young.
Yeah,
you know?
30s is young. Let's remind you guys.
Let's just
30s is young. Even 40s is pretty young.
But she didn't get to be a household name until she was like 60s or 70s. Same with Sir Ian Mckellen. Okay. And so like, you don't know what the timing is going to be for you. And you know, yes, life is short, but life is long too. And you can make the most of it. And it's not like, oh, well, I just had my 30th birthday, so we're all done.
We're done with that. Yes. There's this lady that popped up on my TikTok page and she didn't start her acting career. Like never took a class until she was 30 32, 33. And now this woman is 35 and she is booked and busy. Is she a huge name? No, but she's literally making a career off of acting. And it really inspired me because I tend to really beat myself up about, oh, I'm too old for starting a career in acting. I used to love to sing and I'm like getting back into singing again. And thinking that I have to be this like top notch, Ariana Grande level singer or actress or A-list in order to be it. But I'm like, no, I just want to be it because it's fun, and I and the lady that I follow, she said, a lot of people who are younger, who are in their 20s or so, are quitting. So it's like you're coming in at a perfect, she said, you're coming in at a perfect time. She's like, my 30s is the perfect time because all the people who've been trying to do it since their 20s for years have quit. And so now it's like giving rise to her to be able to do it. Not that like them quitting allows her to do it per se, but it's rarer for people to start acting as older ages. So, and you're going to need actors at any age. And the demand for what people want, as someone who is a consumer of a lot of TV and movies, I'm so tired of seeing only stories about 20-year-olds. Like, I don't care. I also tired of seeing stories about high school kids. I don't care. I want to see movies about women in their 30s, especially all these baddie women who are single and they're just going out and doing cool shit. Like, I want to see movies about that. I want to see TV about that. Therefore, we need actors, actresses, people who are older to be making those. And I'm about to start watching Imperfect Women on Apple TV. So, and this is all about women in their 40s. And I think women who are older than me, they are so knowledgeable and so cool. And I want to hear and I want to see these stories because they're giving wisdom to all of us young ladies as well. So there's so much more stories to be heard and said. And so it's not too late for us, especially as women. I'm like, get me more women on the screen. I have actually stopped watching. If there's not like more diversity or if there's not like a woman as the main character, I refuse to watch it because I'm like, why? So that no. I just don't care. I want to see more people like us on the big screen. So, and I want to see fantasy stories. There's so many more stories that need to be made. So it's definitely not too late.
Yeah, and with more age comes more wisdom. And you know yourself better and you can make better decisions for yourself and you can put yourself in better positions that maybe you weren't before because you were clouded by, shit, I was like chasing tail all my 20s. I was like, I gotta find a man. Like, and now I'm like, okay, I'll go on dates, but I'm not really,
I don't give a shit about that.
I'm not impressed by this.
Don't quote me on this and make you think I hate all men. I just don't like 98.3% of them.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to talk about number 4 here?
Yeah. So you have to move to LA, New York, or Nashville. And this one hits hard because I know that, yes, while you can create from wherever you're from, I still am under the myth that I do need to be in a big city. Also, I just love a big freaking city.
It depends on who you are.
It depends on who you are.
I have to keep in mind too that I can still build my career if I'm not in those two places, but I have been to those two places, and like New York and LA. I haven't tried Nashville. I've just been on the Strip, and it's very stimuli overwhelming, like music coming from every building. Maybe not for me, but I've been to New York and LA, and while I was there, I was in my kind of peak creativity, living as an artist stage, and I did find benefit in being surrounded by other people who are chasing their dreams as hard as you're chasing yours.
Yes.
So if you can find that in your community, I think you honestly have a better chance of finding it now with social media and local content and like, hey, I want to do a meetup that's for artists, or I want to do a meetup for writers, or you can find a book club, you can find a craft club, collage club, you can find any of these things where you are, absolutely. But you may also find more people living by the rules and living the traditional life that was set out for us.
Right.
And that may not light you up the same way it might if you're like in a big city and you're like, oh my God, you're a director? Wow, you make horror films.
Right.
Tell me more. Can I act on your film? You know, like
Yeah.
you can have those conversations that you maybe can't have in other small towns.
Yeah.
So something to consider, but also you can try things out. Like if you have the privilege of working remote right now, or you even have little breaks in your schedule, spend a week in New York City, spend a month in LA, you know, go somewhere you haven't been before, see if it benefits you, make some contacts, network, right? See what you can do in that city before you maybe plant yourself there would be like my advice as well.
Yeah. Very well.
Oh, this one's good.
If you're talented enough, you'll be discovered. This one really hits home because growing up, I feel like I've been very fortunate to be talented in a lot of different areas. And so there is that saying that hard work beats talent. Even I forget the rest of the saying. But the truth is, no one is coming to find you. No one gives a crap, which is kind of hard to hear, but it is the truth. And essentially, you just have to find it. So right now, I'm actually in the process of pitching to modeling agencies, not only in Denver, but also in LA because I want to live there. So I'm over here trying to like do photo shoots and all these things, but I've never pitched before like this to get into modeling agencies. And it's wild because it is truly a numbers game and you truly do have some say in building your own luck. And so last week I pitched to like 20 agencies and it took me freaking forever. And this week I'm going to keep pitching to more, but it's like people don't know you exist. So it's like you have to utilize the tools that we already have. So utilizing your social media, you're very good at talking every day to the camera. Utilizing, you know, if you want to do your own self photo shoot because you're a model and you want to do that, utilizing your current connection. So like now my next thing is I want to go to cool events in LA when I live there. So reaching out to PR agencies so I get on the list, so I get invited, right? Before I even move there. So I'm building my luck for myself, setting myself up for that luck because no one is coming. Like there's been so many times when you're hoping a brand reaches out to you, especially like, and this could be for anything, but as a content creator, a lot of us, we love when a brand reaches out to us, but a lot of times they have no idea you exist. You know, it's like that crush who has no idea who you are. And you have to make yourself known to them. You have to make yourself seen in front of them. So then they want to invite you, so that they want to do it. And it's very interesting because I am basically creating a narrative that I am the cool girl. Like I just made a video about how I truly believe I'm like a socialite here in Denver because I am not the biggest creative, but I get invited to every cool thing here.
Yeah.
Like literally every cool thing I get invited. I'm not like a massive creator
and
or
by
anything.
proxy, I get invited.
And by proxy, you get invited. But that look was manufactured because when I like first got into fashion, I didn't know anybody and I wanted to get into fashion. So I went to every fashion event in the city alone. And then I networked. And I, as much as I hate the term networking, but it is true. It's like who you know, but I truly believe that I'm a socialite because I really do enjoy connecting with people who are doing really cool, creative things. And I love connecting other people who are doing creative things. And when you're someone who loves connecting people, it really does kind of help you become that socialite because it's like you have the credibility of just knowing the right people. And there are so many cool people in so many cities, even where you are, doing cool things. So yeah, you kind of have to build that. And I feel like I've built my socialite status for Denver. And now my next challenge is like, I want to build it for New York City. I want to build it for LA. I want to go to a city and fly there and be like, yeah, I know this person. I know this is happening. You know, like that is my dream, to just be the it girl who knows the stuff. And so but it's manufactured. Like people don't know who I am in LA. So I have to go again and attend and start that process over again.
My friend used to tell me this quote all the time that when I needed to hear it the most, he would say this. And this would be when I was having the most imposter syndrome. And I was like, I'm never going to achieve anything, blah, blah. And he would tell me, he said, there's somebody out there who has a fraction of the talent that you have, but they work 3 times harder than you do. And they're going to get the job over you. And sometimes this would piss me off when he would say this. I'm like, I don't want that to win. You know? But he'd be like, you actually have the talent. So you also have to work hard. And so like, there's someone out there with a fraction of the talent that you do, 2-3 times the drive. And not to say I don't want to drive, I do. But sometimes I get lost along the way. You know, I have doubts. And so like, you have to push yourself, even when you're like, there's no way this could happen. You have no idea what you're capable of.
You don't. You can totally
You have
do
to put
so
yourself
many
out there. Introduce yourself. Shake somebody's hand. I love when you go to an event and there's a Q&A. Raise your damn hand.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know. I'd be making up a question.
Make it up. You know, I like your outfit. How'd you decide to pick that outfit today? I don't know. Pick some random shit and say it, because, you know, you're going to stand out and you have a conversation starter now. Hey, I had another question for you. Know, approach the person at the panel after the thing, which I think leads really naturally into the next one, number 6, which is you need permission.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, No. In fact, I think we are definitely in the era of forget the permission slip. You don't need it, because so many people they've bypassed all the gate-kept secrets of whether it's Hollywood or whatever to get to where they want to be by giving themselves permission. Like, I know I hate to use this as an example, but it is actually a very good example. But like the Kardashians, you know what's so crazy is that Kim Kardashian was actually like Paris Hilton's like assistant or something, and would literally made herself become who she is now. Because every photo shoot that Paris Hilton had, she'd be right behind. She still had a cute outfit on. She still made sure that she was known. She didn't give herself permission to be like, oh, well, Paris is taking the spotlight. She was like, no, I'm going to be in the background and I'm going to look cute. I'm going to look hot. And people are going to figure out, they're going to wonder who I am one day. And now, like, yeah, she's like massive, which I know that's not like everybody's favorite example, but it is a very good example.
Yeah, and we have a whole episode about greenlighting yourself and not waiting for that person to come get you, come give you permission, come tell you that you're amazing. You have to believe that you're amazing.
You have to believe it. And it's wild when you believe it, how it seeps into other people believing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, number 7.
You need to niche down immediately. This is so difficult for me as a content creator because I just like to get on there and talk about things. And there was this discourse going around saying, you need to niche down. You need to niche down. Girl, I'm not a niche down person. I don't know how to niche down. My brain is on ADHD and sees many different things and goes through cycles of categories of things at 100 miles per minute. I am, if the niche is here, I'm over there. So
you're waving at it from another planet. Like, you're like,
hi.
I think, so what the notes are that we have is like experimentation and curiosity and evolution. And so like, I do feel like I have a pretty good niche at this point, but I also like to leave it open because I don't want to be so particular that I turn away everything else that could come my way. I'm doing a wedding. Oh my God, I haven't told you this
Oh my
yet.
God. What?
Darla, my character Darla got booked for a wedding.
Yes.
In October.
Stop. That's literally so soon.
It's a friend of mine, but she's seen me do Darla before, like a 10-minute Darla. She hasn't even seen the full show. And she's getting married in the fall, and she just hit me up the other day, and she was like, do you want to do a wedding? I've never done a wedding before.
See, that's freaking cool.
I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not someone capable of doing weddings, or that's not what I do.
Yes,
I'll do a wedding.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I'm going to go buy Darla this crazy, silly bridesmaid dress, you know, and wear even crazier makeup. And,
oh my God, I want to see this.
Around my wine glass and like, you know.
Hey, I'm Darla. Flirt with some of the men.
I'm going to just spill the wine all over I'll just soak myself in Chardonnay.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's a super fun opportunity because like I never would have thought of that myself. I never set out to be like I do comedy at weddings.
So smart.
So it's like give yourself the opportunity, put yourself out there. I never, that just came to me from a friend, but like now I could actually start pursuing that maybe now because I had that idea. I do one of it. I do more, right? So that's just a good example of just keeping yourself open. Try new things. If they don't stick, they don't stick. You know, if they do, run with it. See how it goes, and then you can always change your mind later. You know?
The next myth is success should happen fast. When reality, most overnight successes have 10 years behind them.
Over 10 years, I feel. That's like an outdated statistic, I feel.
That's like 15, 20.
Yeah, because...
I mean, Tabitha Brown is a prominent, we love her. Tabitha Brown brings all this encouragement, and it's so crazy because she blew up during the pandemic on TikTok, which I thought that I didn't know that she for 20 years has had this dream of being on TV, of entertaining people, of giving people advice, and it took her 20 years. It wasn't, and we saw her blow up during the pandemic and thought, oh, she's just blown up. No, homegirl has been wanting this and has been working toward this. It's just so happened that TikTok is how she blew up to get the career that she wanted. But yeah, how do you feel about that?
I often get frustrated at how long I've been doing things and where I am. But I also have to remind myself that because of the brain injury, because of the ADHD, I have not just done one singular thing for 15 years. You know, I've been doing 25 things for 15 years. Each of them get a couple of years, you know?
Yeah.
Or a couple of months here and there. And so it's like, because I do so much, you know, to really grow, I look at this with comedians, and comedians I've started with or I've run shows with in New York City are now on Conan, or now run their own shows on TV, or are commercial actors, or on TV shows and movies and all this stuff. Have 75 city tours. Okay. They do stand up 3 times a goddamn day. Okay. Like they want it so bad. So they deserve that success. And so like, if I'm not willing to do that, I can't expect myself to be where they are.
Right.
You know, so I have to be like, okay, well, it may take me more time because I'm not performing at that consistency. Right. If I want to see more results that way, I must do more work that way. And the fact remains, I don't want to be on stage 24 hours a day. Like that, the festival a few weeks ago, I feel like I'm still recovering from that, like exhaustion. I performed once a day for 3 days. Okay. And that knocked me out for like 3 weeks. So it's like, I know where I'm at with my fatigue, and I know where I'm at. So it's like, I have to respect that sometimes. And so sometimes that can frustrate me, but it's never too late for me to like have that success. It's down the road. It's coming for me. I just have to keep going, you know? So it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow or next month or maybe next year, but it will happen. I just need to not give up.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I too feel very similar because I'm like, I should be where I want to be yesterday. But also similar to you, I've watched other content creators literally take off. And then I look at them and I'm like, they've been consistent. I haven't. Yeah, so I can't even blame, you know, that, or I can't blame anybody but myself, you know? So it is hard though to watch, you know, people who are your mutuals just blow up and you're like, what about me? But it's okay. Success it could happen. It takes some time. The next myth is that you should never work for free. And this one is truly nuanced because there is some work that is for free that is flat out just like a waste of your time. But then there's work that's free that could be very useful. Like, weren't you, well, I know for me, I did props for a TV production when I lived in New York, or it was for like a very low budget movie. But I learned all about props and how you have to be so consistent with your every prop, like the cops' badges have to have the same name. You got to make sure that they didn't switch out the number, switch out their uniform, all of those things. And then even going to Paramount Studios and looking at some of the sets there, they were very meticulous, because this person's desk is messy and must stay messy. And it's just little things of learning that could help you out. So sometimes a free gig isn't bad, but you just have to make sure that the return on your time investment makes sense.
Yeah. I would just agree with everything you said. You just gotta weigh the pros and cons and look at the long game. Or if it's even like not free but like cheap, like less than you would charge, sometimes you're building your resume. Right? Yeah, we have a building resume episode, and you're building up your portfolio. And you maybe can't charge full price just yet, because you just started. So
right,
got to get started.
This is really good.
Which one do you like?
Oh shoot. I was just looking at our time. I was like, we're at 31 already. This could be
a part 2.
Yeah, we could do a part 2.
Should we end on one more?
Yeah.
How about number 10?
Okay. Everything has to be monetized. Oof.
Not everything needs to be a business endeavor. Not everything needs to have a price tag on it.
See, and
if you want to crochet, you don't have to become expert at crochet and then have an Etsy shop. That could just be something you do in the evening to wind down.
I'm very much the type of person who will turn anything into a business. So I need to slow down. But if you are in need of a business idea, I got you. So,
yeah, and I think some things just need to stay for you and not you, because when it becomes a job and it becomes monetized, with it comes, how much do I have to tax for this, and where does this go in my business plan, and am I going to make enough of this to survive, and is this going to be worth it, and what should my price point be, and who are my people I'm selling to? What if you just did it because it makes you happy?
Yeah. And that's
just for the
so
pure
much
joy,
easier.
and give it to yourself versus give it to other people.
Yeah. Like I literally started doing flowers, and literally I made a business, and then I was like, I don't want to make a business. I just want to do this for my friends and family. So my friends and family will get cute bouquets.
Yeah.
And sorry, no business. Sorry. You, the public, cannot have my flowers.
Yeah. I felt this way about baking during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
There was a short time I considered being a professional pastry chef. And I actually looked into schools. I even looked into because there's a big school in Colorado, in Boulder, I believe. And I had a phone call with them, and then I was like, what am I doing? I just like to bake. I'm not going to go be a professional baker. That's not the pivot I'm trying to make.
Right.
Sometimes it just honestly doesn't make sense because it's so left field. Like flowers, I feel like it makes a lot of sense, but it's also kind of random.
It is very random.
And then me, pastry chef, but that's going to be all you're doing.
Yeah.
Are you ready to not be a comedian anymore? Are you ready to not write books anymore? Are you ready to not do speaking gigs? Because you're going to be a pastry chef now. That's going to be your new identity.
Right.
And that's so fucking random.
Yeah, that's so random. Yeah.
For me. Maybe not for you if you've been baking since you were a kid.
And that's your love.
Be a professional baker. But not everything needs to be a new pivot, a new career choice, a new thing. But I think we get there when we're bored and we're like, oh well, this could be a moneymaker, But sometimes you just need it for yourself, and that's okay too. So let's stop at 10 myths. I would love to do a part 2.
Yeah.
Who are we, Vanessa?
We are
the Girls Next Pour. Ta-ta.